In this video, I'm going to discuss 8 essential habits that I think are really important to stay mentally healthy. So number 1 is deciding what your boundaries are. And I think that we decide what our boundaries are by doing things in life. So we don't just decide what they are, but we kind of experience what our boundaries are. And I think we notice what our boundaries are by how we feel when we do certain things. So if we feel that it is not for us, or the type of people that we encounter in certain situations is not for us, or if we feel like something we are doing, we're just doing it for the appreciation of someone else, or we're doing something that is actually happening too fast, or I think these are really valid emotions in deciding what your boundaries are. And of course, sometimes it's good to kind of explore those boundaries. So to get out of your comfort zone and to see that maybe you thought something was not for you, but yeah, maybe you just found it a bit scary. That's a good thing. So really explore what those boundaries are. And I do think that the only way we explore them is by getting out of that comfort zone. But you decide what those boundaries are. So don't let other people convince you what you must find important, or what you must do to get out of that comfort zone, or where you should be in life, or yeah, that's up to you. So yeah, I think it's really important to decide your personal values in life and decide what your boundaries are, and don't let other people convince you otherwise. And number 2 is that you have to choose your battles. By this I mean that you don't have to engage in everything that you don't agree with, or that you have to say something to everyone who wronged you in any way. So sometimes it's a good thing to let things go, and other times it's a good thing to address the situation. But I think it's important to choose your battles. So decide, is it something that you want to address, or is it something that you want to let go? So it is a good thing to sometimes address something with someone. Something that kind of stuck with you, or that really annoyed you, or something that was painful. I think it's a good thing to discuss those things with the people around you. But I don't think it's a good thing to discuss every little thing that someone kind of did wrong maybe in your eyes. So sometimes it's a good thing to let it go, but don't make the mistake by not doing either. So it is an issue for you, but you don't discuss it with someone. What happens then, I think, is that you do dwell on it, and it kind of simmers, and it can become something that's way bigger than it was originally. And that also means that it costs a lot of mental headspace and a lot of mental energy. So make a decision of choosing your battles. So address the issue or decide to let it go. And number 3 is that I think it's important to plan an off day every now and then. So don't try to plan your whole day with all these activities, but try to clear one day maybe every month or so that is just a day that's for you, and that you have room to kind of overthink life a little bit. So maybe it's an idea to take the time to write this down every month, and then you can take the time to evaluate your goals, and you can also think of, do you like it where you are in life, or are you slacking off again, or what are some changes that you want to make working towards your goals, and what is necessary for you to stay mentally healthy. Number 4 is going outside. And I know this is the most straightforward one, and I almost didn't want to discuss this one, but I think it's just so important in staying mentally healthy that I do want to discuss this one. I think it is so important to go outside and being active in staying mentally healthy. The two are so connected. It's not two separate things, that you have your physical health and your mental health, but the two are so intertwined that it is really important to be active, to go outside, to do things, to move your body, but also to be just in natural daylight, not being inside the whole day. And I notice it so well that if I stay inside for the whole day, one day is okay for me, and I sometimes can really enjoy it, especially in the winter time when it's really cold outside. But I do notice that after 2 days inside, I just realize that my mood is declining, and if I go outside just for a simple walk to the park, maybe getting a coffee somewhere, that I immediately feel better. So still try to stick to going outside every day, just going for a walk, going for a bike ride. It can be really simple, but really try to incorporate going outside and being physically active if you want to stay mentally healthy. Number 5 is being mindful of the people you spend your time with. Ever notice that after you left a dinner party or some social gathering that you felt mentally drained? And that when you spend time with some of your closest friends, that you actually feel great, or even you feel more energized or more motivated. Try to notice how people make you feel and if you like that feeling. And I think it's an important thing to be really critical of the people you spend your time with to stay mentally healthy. Number 6 is that if you want to stay mentally healthy, it is important to not compare yourself with others. It is something that will always lead to disappointment, because someone else will always have something that you don't, but also the other way around. You will always have something that the other person doesn't have. Doing this, you are set up for disappointment. But it is completely okay that other people will have something that you don't, and that you have things that other people don't have. It doesn't mean that we should always have the thing that someone else is having, or that we should be doing the thing that someone else is doing, or that we should look like them. It would be also so boring, I think, if we are all the same in that. Try to keep yourself away from comparing yourself to other people if you want to stay mentally healthy. And number 7 is something that has to do with don't comparing yourself to others, is that you have to be grateful for the things you have. Something that I also have to practice with, because I notice myself that I can be really busy with thinking of the next thing that I want, or the next thing that I want to accomplish in life. And that I sometimes forget to be really grateful for the place where I am right now. And that the place where I am right now is somewhere I wanted to be 5 years ago. And I think we can be so occupied in focusing on the next thing, and the next thing that is going to make us happy, or the next thing that is going to change our lives, or just always thinking in the future. I think that's a really dangerous thing for our mental health. Of course, it's not wrong to do that, to think of your goals and to focus on the things you want to accomplish, but if it's the only thing that we're doing and we're completely forgetting of all the awesome things that we have right now, that we have our health, that we have our family, that I have a roof over my head, I have a job, I have so many things to be grateful for. It's so easy to forget all those things and to just focus on the things that we don't have, or focus on the things that we want to have, or where we want to be in life, that we forget those things. So I think this is something that for me is an important thing to stay mentally healthy, to really appreciate where I am right now. And the last one is that we have to learn to accept that life sometimes just sucks, and that is okay, and that's fine, and that is a part of life. That's something also that I read in the book by Mark Manson, and it really stuck with me, in that he said that if we see negative emotions as negative also, then it becomes this negative loop. Then when we feel bad about feeling bad, so it becomes just even more negative. While if we try to just accept the fact that sometimes we feel just horrible or shit or something else, it becomes a bit lighter. So by accepting it, it's just something that is, you're just feeling shit at the moment, but you also know that the feeling will pass, and that in a while, or the next day, or in a few days, you will feel better again. But it's not something that is bad per se. I think these emotions are part of life. We shouldn't be too afraid of feeling bad, of feeling a bit down, of feeling sad. Of course, if we only feel sad, if we only feel depressed, if we don't have a day in a month where we feel happy, this may be a sign that something else is going on. But just having a bad day sometimes is completely normal. So try not to focus on being happy the whole day, but just accepting that emotions are a part of life. Sometimes you feel happy and sometimes you feel sad, but I think that's the beauty also of life. I think accepting that and learning that is something that keeps you mentally healthy. Okay, so these are 8 habits that I think are important in staying mentally healthy. And I think there are more habits, of course, to staying mentally healthy, but I do think that these are some of the important ones. And if there are some other essential habits that you find really important to stay mentally healthy, let me know down in the comment section. And I hope I'll see you next time again. Bye!